Hello, and welcome back to the Fit House Podcast. Today, we are going to continue our podcast theme from last week, which was 2 things we know for sure about nutrition. Would you like me to go first this time since last time?
Well, I did mine too. You got interrupted. So my 2 things I know for sure about nutrition, recap, are 1, the same thing is not going to work for everyone. And 2, what gets you from point A to point B is not going to be the same plan that gets you from point B to point C. So what are your 2 things you know for sure about nutrition, Gina?
Well, my 2 things were, one of them was nothing is going to last forever. So what gets you started and gets you initial results, or say you have like a big drop, say you lose like 30 to 50 pounds, you're not going to have that same big drop again. Like, you're going to have to change your plan to continue to see results. So that was one of my tips from last week as well.
You know how I always explain that to people like this is, let's say pick a weight for someone. Hypothetical weight.
180 pounds.
Okay, let's say someone weighs 180 pounds. Doesn't it make sense? And let's say they lose 30 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it make sense that the 180 pound version of that person is going to need a different plan than the 150 pound version of that person? So it's
Right.
like, as you make that progress, the plan must change because you're changing as an individual.
Correct. And I think it's super interesting that a good way to look at it too is if you go from eating, like in my case, before I started eating healthy, it was chocolate ice cream and like Cheerios, and I mean, that's pretty much what I survived on. So if I went from eating chocolate ice cream and Cheerios to a healthy, balanced diet, just by like making some small changes, like, I remember I actually started eating like 3 meals a day. I actually started incorporating some protein because there was 0 protein in my diet before. Just doing things like that, I saw huge changes. So if you go from eating atrociously to semi-good, you're going to see some good changes in the beginning, but that will fade, and then you need to change more as you go along.
Right. And I feel like that fact eludes a lot of people because I always like to say most people can't put down the wine long enough to realize it takes more than that. And what I mean is everybody has stopped drinking at some point in time, right? So somebody stops drinking for a month, and then what do they see on the scale? Their weight's going down, they're feeling pretty good, but then at the end of a month they start drinking again. Mm-hmm. But they start to think in their head that if only I had kept that up, not drinking, my weight would just keep going down and down and down. Like, that's the thing that's eluding me. If only I keep eating more vegetables and vegetables and vegetables, my weight's just going to keep going down and down and down, or I'm going to keep getting this result. But the reality is each small change will elicit a result, but only to a point. And the beauty, if I may keep going with this, of a proper nutrition program, there's no secret foods that nobody knows about. Like, Gina and I don't know any secret foods that you don't know about. Guaranteed. But it's how to put healthy foods together in a way that gets you from point A to point B, and then how to put them together in a different way that's going to get you from point B to C and keep taking you along that line so you keep progressing.
Yes, I agree. My second
Wow,
tip,
we're agreeing today.
yes,
All
my
right.
second tip, or my second thing I know about nutrition is you need a plan. And not just a plan, but seek out somebody that knows what they're talking about and get a plan from them, because without a plan, you will not succeed. Like, I see so many people, and I'm in so many different like pregnancy and mom groups and everything else on Facebook. And the biggest thing that I see is, I know I need to lose weight. I know I need to increase my activity. I'm gonna start tomorrow, but there's no plan. Like, there's no 1, 2, 3 to how you're gonna accomplish this. And you need to have something in front of you that is, okay, this is exactly what I need to do to make this happen. Like I always just say, know better, do better. Like, you know where to get the information. I say, all the time, I just needed somebody to tell me what to do and I can be compliant and follow it. And then finally, when I found something that worked, I ran with it. But I just needed that first push of I need to know what to do. I need a plan.
You know why I agree with you 100% about, and having a plan helps so mentally as well. I was talking about in the podcast, everything I have going on right now with my injury, with my health, just in general. I felt like this, but once I got a plan down and I had something to start following, I feel so much more relaxed about it, because even though I am not where I want to be right now, I see myself progressing and making progress along with the plan. So I think it really helps from a mental aspect. But also, I want to add, it has to be a plan that's truly going to get you to where you want to be. One thing that I think is so invaluable about you and why you do such an amazing job with your nutrition clients is not just that you have the knowledge. It's one thing to have book knowledge and understand the science, but you also have the experience. So you're a girl who went from, what were you say you're eating in the beginning? You eat ice cream every night and cereal every night, right? So
No, cereal was my breakfast. Ice cream was my dinner.
So you were that girl who really wanted to lose weight, who tried a lot of different things, who tried plans that were not the type of, they're not proper plans that were going to get you to where you want to be. And then as you learned and you were able to apply your efforts to a proper plan, you were able to make stellar progress. And that's one of the reasons I always say that you're better at nutrition coaching than I am, not because it's a battle of knowledge, but because in a way I'm a robot eater. I could just sit down and eat and I don't think, I need more variety. I don't have feelings about it. You have a lot of feelings about it.
I have a lot of feelings.
A lot of people have a lot of feelings about it. So it's really cool to see you can relate to your nutrition clients and relate to those feelings and show them how you figured out ways to overcome those and still see great results.
100%.
Is there anything you want to add to that? I feel like I cut you off.
If there was, I lost my thought. I don't know.
Well, I love you very much.
I love you.
That's my plan. My plan is to love you. How am I doing so far?
You're doing pretty good.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Those were Gina's 2 things she knows about nutrition for sure. We hope you found some value in this, and we hope you have a wonderful evening.